Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bold Traders here. It is Sunday, July 11th, and this is the weekend video where we go through the week that was and then take a look ahead, take a look at some stocks that we want to watch, and try to figure out where we're going next week. So let's get into it. Okay, let's take a look at what we got coming up this week. Events this week, of course, we're kicking off the earnings season. Tuesday, we've got JP Morgan. That should be Goldman Sachs, not GX. It should be GS. Uh, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi on Wednesday, Morgan Stanley Thursday. So a lot of the big financials kicking off the week. We've got the CPI report on Tuesday. So it'll be interesting to see what the consumer price index is given us, and things to continue to watch. Of course, 10-year yield. Question is, did we bottom out last week? We did really pull back on that run that we had, and I think around 1.25 was the low. So was that the low that we go and we go higher? Certainly keeping an eye on the VIX, but there definitely does not seem to be any fear in the market. And of course, stocks, the big event on the weekend, of course, if you were watching Richard Branson go up into space and then come back down. So the question is that a sell the news event, or do we go higher, or maybe we sell off and then come back up? I think that's probably the scenario we'll see tomorrow, but we'll wait to see how that one plays out. Anyway, let's deep dive a little bit further here. And before we get going here, this is where I like to throw in a plug for my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you have not checked that one out yet. It's a guide to money management rules and routines and strategies of a swing trader. So if you haven't checked it out again, that's where it is. So, all right, so let's get down to taking a look at the markets here, the indexes, and how we finished out the week. And so as always, I like to start out with looking at the yields in the treasuries. You can see here the 20-year treasury really popped up here on the Thursday. Significant pullback on the Friday. So the question is, have we put in a bit of a top here after this big run up with the interest rates coming off their highs? I guess it does look like a bit of a top. Definitely we were getting extended. So due for, at the very least, a correction. And you can see here's the 10-year treasury yield, which really keeping an eye on this. But again, low was down around 1.3 last week and came back up. And now it maybe looks like we're going to continue higher. Certainly if we can, this might be a bit of a flag, a bull flag. And but our side, momentum is still to the downside. Maybe stochastics look like they're turning up here. So jury's out, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Of course, as this goes, so do especially the Qs and the SPY of late. And then we go on to the transports on the daily. You can see here, had an inside day yesterday. We didn't make up all of what we lost yesterday, but you can see here we're really, we're kind of struggling here on the transports. And of course, transports are relatively important for the performance, certainly of the Dow, as the Dow theory goes. So again, I would say we're pretty much still entrenched in a bit of a downtrend here on the transport. So again, something to keep an eye on. The transports on a weekly, we were definitely down on the week, but maybe trying to break out of this bit of a maybe this bit of an ABCD pattern possibly could go higher. The Dow again breaking out. Looks like we closed at an all-time high here. Up 1.3% on Friday, made back all of the gains we lost Thursday and more. On the week, again, probably closed at an all-time high, up 0.24% on the week. Trend is still holding this moving average, and it looks like, again, we'll continue to go higher. Although volume is dropping off, that doesn't necessarily mean we won't go higher. So we just continue to grind higher on the Dow. You can see here on a daily, again with the Qs, we made all that back up that we lost on Thursday. Again, making an all-time high here on the Qs, up 0.66%. Volume kind of lackluster, but you know we are starting in the throes of summer here. Again, everything a little bit overbought, but does not mean we can't go higher. So trend is still higher. And the SPY, again, looks like it's broken out to a new high as well here. So again, pretty solid volume on on the SPY on the daily. Made back all of what we were down on Thursday. And you can see here again, sort of, lower volume, but again, not terrible volume. Stochastics and RSI still strong. So again, trend friend, and the trend is still higher. IWM is the one that really is struggling here. You can see we're kind of stuck in a range here. This 220 to maybe 235 really has tried to break out of there several times since we made this high back here. Failed every time. So you can see here on Thursday we really sold off, but then came back quite a bit, and then a nice move back up. But again, we're really on the IWM, we're kind of stuck in this range, and of course with a lot of financials in the IWM and interest rates going lower, it does not help this index at all. And on a weekly, you can see here we're just basically chopping in a range. The dollar, again, we seem to be a little bit range bound after this big run up, and just be keeping an eye on that. I'm kind of seeing a bit of directionless price action right now. We've tried to break out and then pulled back here. We've got some gaps to fill possibly. So again, the dollar losing momentum here. You can see RSI, MACD rolling over, stochastic starting to roll over a bit here. And the volatility, as I said, no fear in the market. You can see here we had a bit of fear come in on Thursday with a sell-off, but again, the buying brigade came in and saved the day, and we ended up well off the high of the day on the VIX on Thursday, and then of course we had the big down day on Friday. So again, no fear in the market. Bitcoin it just seems to be trading into a very narrow range here, and this is you can see here the pennant forming. I think I even drew this up last week. So again, just keeping an eye on this move, because I think that this pennant will resolve one way or another, and it's just a matter of waiting to see which direction it goes. RSI, you're kind of flattened out there at 50, no momentum one way or another. Stochastics are heading lower, which means that below 50 these rallies tend to fade. So again, RSI, with these pennant formations, you always wait for them to make a move before you make a move. The best way to play them. Again, just a quick look at the market internals, if you like to do that. So you can see here the new highs. We had a lot of new highs compared to new lows on Friday. But these are the ones that are longer term, the stocks that are trading below the 50. You can see here it's pretty much split 50-50. So even though we are making new highs in a lot of the indexes, you can see here there's a pretty even split between stocks that are above and below their 50 moving average, and about 70-30 above the 200. So market making new highs. This is not particularly indicative of a very strong market that we seem to have, but you've got a lot of the stocks like Apple, Google, Facebook, making new highs, and Amazon, and they're all pretty much dragging these indexes higher, along with some of the other stocks, obviously. And as far as groups go, let's take a look at it from this perspective. You can see here the materials actually had a pretty good day Friday. On the week, we had real estate, technology, and materials again. And on a month, we had technology. So technology is still sort of leading the pack here. And maybe basic materials is really starting to pick up again, because it's taken a bit of a hit over the last month. With the technology sector sort of really leading the way. So with that, let's take a look at some of the stocks we have on watch here. I picked this one up, ABOS, on a scan. I was looking at for insider trading. There's been a lot of, this is a relatively new issue, as you can see. Obviously, we've only traded 5 or 6 days here, but there's been a lot of insider buying on this stock. And looks like it sort of put in a bit of a bottom here around 18. So I'll be looking for a possible entry on this for a move right back up again. This Acumen has got something to do with Alzheimer's treatment. FCX, again, sticking with the materials theme, looking for a breakout here of about 38. You can see here this was where there was some resistance. We're trying to get back up here, so a break of 38, we easily fill the gap back up to sort of 39.50, and then at this moving average, take some off, and then maybe play for an all-time high after that. But I'll be looking at that one for the morning. FCX. Gold, I'm still not in, but it looks like it's put in a double bottom here. I'm going to watch to see what it does on Monday, Tuesday, see if we get any kind of follow through. Certainly if it can get through and hold 35, there's this moving average here. It's got some room to run here. There are some moving averages obviously here, and of course it's going to depend partly on what the US dollar does as well, but gold's starting to look like it's trying to at least try to hold this 33.50 level. GE, I'm kind of looking at this one. Here's your 1275 is your point where you'd probably want to stop out on this one. But again, maybe a longer term play. RSI is turning back up here. Stochastics are starting to turn. So maybe GE is a good longer term play as we go through the rest of the last 2 quarters of the year. GHVI, I've got a bit of position on this right now. I'm just holding on to it. It's a SPAC. I think it's going to be taken over middle to end of July. July 27th, I believe it is. So maybe just going to hold on to that one, see if it pops. NTST, sorry. This is really breaking out here again on a scan. Found this one. It's a stochastic squeeze basically, and it looks like it's heading higher here. So we'll keep an eye on that one on Monday. RSI looking good there. The volume's been pretty good over the last week. And MACD, like I said, everything looks positive on that one. Plug Power, again here we're at support here, 28, sort of, what is the low here? 28.40 looks like a low you don't want to violate, and so could be trying just holding these moving averages, getting ready for a move higher. So an eye on Plug Power. Peloton, funny how Thursday I think there was some concern about the Delta variant and the implications it might have to shutting economies back down. I think Australia's gone back into a lockdown, I believe. So you can see here it popped up on the Delta variant news when all the rest of the market was selling off. And then, of course, when there was next day, there was no fear, and it sold off. So as long as it seems to be holding this 20 moving average, might be interesting play. And again, a go-to for lockdown again, obviously. Qualcomm, I'm liking the way this is setting up here. Looks like we had a bit of a breakout here. There's some sort of congestion in this area. Resistance here, and again, it's becoming support right at all these moving averages. I think Qualcomm goes for a bit of a run here. And SoFi, again, I've got a star or an alert set here around 15. If I'm not really willing to take an entry here, but if at this level here, I should say. But if we do get down around 15, I've got an alert set there, and it definitely looks like it's been an area where it's held 4 times before. And so I think there's some pretty strong support here if we can get there. That said, stochastics does look like it's bottoming out and getting ready to turn. RSI momentum still weak on this one, but maybe MACD looks like it's starting to flatten out here too, so might actually not get to this 15 level. Maybe I'll move my entry up, maybe take a small entry at 16. TPST just had some nice price action on Friday. I'll be watching for that one on Monday. It looks like it's starting to turn up. You can see all these indicators, momentum indicators looking strong. And oil, maybe we're going to watch oil. It could be putting in a double top, or it could be just making a move higher. They're sort of jury's out on that one in terms of what the analysts are thinking on this. Some people are saying it's sort of toppy here. Others are saying it's going to go to 100. Here's another one. It's I believe it's got a acquisition coming up. It's already been announced. It's just a matter of when. So this one could pop up. So I'll be watching that one for an entry. Viacom just can't seem to get a move on here. So I'm not keen on that, but I'm just keeping an eye on it. And here's X. X had a really good day. You can see here it came right back off the lows on Thursday and then had a really good day Friday. Kind of missed this move, unfortunately, on Friday, but I'll be watching it to see if it can actually break through these moving averages here. So that's about it. We'll see what the Monday brings. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at the pre-market, see how it's looking right now. You can see here the Dow, the S&P, pretty much flat on the session right now. The NASDAQ is up a tiny bit, same with the Russell, but for all intent and purposes, these kind of numbers we're opening, it's looking really flat right now. You can see oil's up a little bit, nat gas, gold, and silver all down a little bit. And yeah, treasuries are all flat. So everything's looking pretty flat right now. So I hope everyone had a good weekend, as I said, and 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow we will be starting out. Jared will be talking about engineering the markets, and then 8:30 Norm and Carlos will take us through the pre-market action, stocks that are moving and shaking, and then of course 9:30 we'll be trading the market open, so you can catch us live on YouTube for any or all of those events. So hope to see you there, and have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. What's left of it. Bye for now.